They were assembled. So they had to go get a nuclear option, a guy of epic proportion. The second best player at the time comes and joins a team that has the reigning MVP who's a top 3-4 player and pairs them with another all-time great shooter. And Draymond, in that system, for that team, is as good as it gets. So this notion that, oh man, they had the best record. Both of the 2 years before KD got there, they had the best record in the NBA, and it wasn't close. So now KD comes, Skip, he makes them unbeatable in a series. They play different. They cut harder. Seems like the screens are more formidable. Guys can't fight through it for whatever reason. Maybe they relax. They're like, oh man, they got KD. Maybe they've convinced themselves, Skip, that they're different. They're not the same. They're not as good without KD. But that's not what they think. These are very prideful men. Pride of the greater the athlete, the more pride that he has. And you see, people look at Steph, and because he's not snarling and he's not pushing people down or stepping over people, that's a prideful man, Skip. That man's a 2-time MVP, and he says, I have never gotten the credit that I deserve for what I've accomplished in this league. He knows what he represents. He knows who he is. Clay's like, I can be a lead dog on another team. I swallow my pride and get the third most shots. I'm cool with it.
Yep.
But don't let that fool you. And we know what Draymond represents. Draymond's all dog. So I thought they would be the favorite, Skip. I believe had Golden State not have Kevin Durant, they still would have been the favorite to win the title, even without KD. Now with KD, they're unbeatable. That's the only difference, Skip.
So would you bring him back? What if he came to you, if you're Steve Kerr, he came this morning, he said, I'm 100%, I'm great, I want to play game 2.
I hate to Skip, you know I hate doing this. I don't believe he's 100%, and Steve Kerr would bring him back because he's Kevin Durant. He's special. They don't grow 7-footers on trees that can do what this kid can do.
I'm going to say this again. On paper, it would be insane to say Golden State is better without the best player on the planet. It just makes no sense at all. I just know what eye test keeps telling me.
Right.
On television, on the court, in real life, they are playing better without Kevin Durant.
Rest.
This year had been one long slog for this basketball team. Are we there yet? Are we there yet? All this team heard all year long is that Kevin Durant is long gone. As soon as this is over, he's bound for the Knicks. And all this team has heard all year is that you guys are going to be left for dead here next year without Kevin Durant, who saved you as the MVP of the last 2 finals. So I think it looked troubled to me all year long. It's why it lost 6 home games by 20-plus points. It lost 2 home games by 30-plus points. That's impossibly wrong. Bad sign, bad sign, bad sign.
For that team.
For that team, it's wrong. And we saw what was happening in Game 5 against Houston. Golden State's up 14 at home at halftime, and then what happened? Just when, remember, we were ready, I know I was ready to go to bed at that point, and then I'm in bed, I'm actually watching my TV, and wait a second, here came Houston again, right on schedule. Golden State fell apart at home. They gave up a 22-9 run in the third quarter of Game 5. The Rockets crept within 1 point when Kevin finally said, okay, get out of the way, give me the ball, and they go into their ISO clear side of the floor, dribble, 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 and he decides, I'll go baseline, and then I'll go straight up, and he shot, like an 8 or 10-foot jump shot, and he made it to extend the lead back to 3, and then he pushed off on his calf, boom, gone. Best thing that could have ever happened to these Golden State Warriors. I don't think they would have won Game 5. I don't think they would have beaten the Rockets if Kevin had stayed healthy, because the offense had degenerated, devolved, deteriorated into KD or bust. How many times did you see him? Let's just flip it over there. It just looked like Oklahoma City ball when Kevin and Westbrook would take turns. Is it my turn or your turn? And Clay and Steph, the light got dimmer, the green light got dimmer and dimmer to where they were kind of afraid to shoot it.
And I don't think Steph gets enough credit, because D. Wade did the same thing in Miami, that he was the dog. He was the top dog. And then LeBron comes in, and D. Wade was willing to take a step back. But Steph Curry taking a step back, that's a two-time league.
Publicly, willingly, he said, yes, I'm backseat to him.
Skip, can you think of any situation in NBA history where a two-time league MVP in his absolute prime would have been willing to take a step back and say, you know what, okay, cool.
Okay, but what had just happened against LeBron and Kyrie in games 5, 6, and 7? 2 of those games were in Golden State.
Right.
What happened to Steph Curry in those 3 games? Not much.
But normally, the way athletes think, Skip, when things like that happen, I can fix it. I'm a league MVP twice over. So I'll make amends for that.
Boy, I'll tell you, he came up even smaller than he is in those last 3 games, especially in Game 7.
He didn't play well.
He did not play well. He shot it poorly. He was especially bad in the 4th quarter of that game.
I need you to explain to me as if I'm a 6-year-old. So I need you to get down on my level. You know, when you're a parent, you know, Jenny, you get down to your kid and you talk to him. Do you understand, little Johnny? So I need you, Skip Bayless, to explain it to me. You, Big Johnny, I'm Little Johnny. Explain it like I'm 6 years old. The Warriors have won 28 or 29 games in which Steph plays and the best player in the NBA, Kevin Durant, does not. Now, I need you to explain that to me as if I was 6.
Because the other guys say, we don't really need him because we were 73-9. We set the NBA record before he came.
You don't need the best player in the NBA?
When Draymond Green got into it with Kevin Durant sitting on the bench during that Clipper game back in, was it December? What words were exchanged?
Yeah, he called him.
There was a B word that was exchanged, and then Draymond said...
It wasn't boss.
Huh?
It wasn't boss.
No, it wasn't.
And then Draymond said, we won without you. Well, they did. They went 73-9. That's the all-time record. They did that without him. So this whole year has been about needing to re-explode. And when he went down, they re-exploded with new, just like electric energy and incentive and motivation. It's like, watch this. And Steph and Clay have played at the highest level I've ever seen them play at. With passion and energy. They're cutting off screens like I've never seen people cut off screens. I was watching Steph Curry last night, and I get lulled into forgetting how quick he is coming off.
Fair.
It's just like pew, 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 all over, and it's just constant flow and energy. The ball is moving in ways it never moved with Kevin.
Well, he definitely got to be the best. He's the most in-shape player. Nobody runs as much as Steph Curry.
And it's like Reggie used to run, Reggie Miller.
I mean, he run from baseline to baseline, or one corner. Okay, you blocked that off. Here I'm going again.
Yep.
Now he's full up in the other corner.
He'll be stymied, and he'll give up the ball, and he just cuts so hard and frees up again for another open jump shot. And it's just hard to deal with these guys when the ball is moving like it's moving now.
Well, you can't run as fast as somebody can throw the ball in the air. You can't run that fast.
No, you can't.
But so all I'm saying is, Steph Curry, the best player. Hold on. The best player, Jenny, how did that make sense?
It doesn't make sense, but you said it doesn't make sense on paper.
He's still the best player on the planet.
I can't tell.
Everybody says so.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
When they needed a bucket, they just say, okay, you do it, right? And he could do it. But it's hard to win that way because it's 1-on-5.
The Warriors, I believe, have cleared their biggest hurdle. When James Harden missed that free throw and Paul George hit that 3 to win the game, it slid them from 2 to 4. They would have dodged the Warriors until the Western Conference Finals. They didn't. That's all moot now. The toughest hurdle for the Warriors, I believe, especially in the Western Conference, were the Rockets.
Sure.
So
no doubt.
They sitting real pretty.
Okay, so they got a big break. KD got hurt, and it flipped that series around. So they won that and effectively won the NBA championship. So if I'm Steve Kerr, the dicey decision now is if Kevin Durant says, I'm 100%, you're going to put him back in there and risk blowing this series?
They ain't blowing this series. Stop it.
Hey,
they're not blowing this series.
I don't know.
I know.
Change in a hurry.
Steph. Steph is cooking.
Yeah. Well, he's cooking.
Chef Steph. That's hard to say.
Yeah, he's cooking. Cooking. So I need Dame and CJ. Y'all got to match them 2 boys in the backcourt. Or...
I think they're both regular season wonders.
No, do that, Skip. No, because Dame has played too good in these playoffs for, say, regular season.
Well, has he?
Yes.
Did you watch Game 7 at Denver on Sunday?
You take one game.
Did he play in that game? I don't know.
Hold on. You going to take one game? Didn't Russ say, if you're going to take one game and measure me by one game? Now, so we ain't going to talk about them other games that he had against OKC. We're not going to talk about the 6 games that he had against Portland. I mean, not against Portland, against Denver. We're just going to take one.
That series was hard fought, though. I mean, today, they are resting. They need to take a breath.
They're taking ice baths.
Something.
Get them stemmed. They'll be right.
Because they didn't look
Since Damian's rookie year in playoff games, he has the 2nd worst plus-minus in the whole league in playoff games.
Skip, you make it seem...
Hold on.
Shrinks.
Skip, come on, man. Come on, Skip. Look who
Well,
they're
is he
going
that
against.
guy? Do you
Look who
see
they're
him?
going against. Come on now.
Okay, come on now, what?
It's hard.
Are you that guy or not that guy? That's what I love about the NBA playoffs. It either reveals or exposes who
So
you
was
are.
Michael Jordan that guy or not that guy? When he got swept the first 3 times he entered the playoffs. Was he that guy or not that
You're
guy?
going to bring that up right now?
People were scared to death of him.
But sweeping him.
He was
I'm
Jesus
so
and
scared.
We don't have time to get
I'm
into
so
that.
scared.
We don't
And
have
they
time.
sweeping right out the playoffs.
So did you just compare Damian Lillard to Michael Jordan?
I just asked you, was he scared? That's all. Skip.
What did Damian look like last night? He looked scared to me.
He looked like Michael getting swept.
Oh, really?
That's what he looked like
We
to me.
don't want to go there yet. We don't want to see that. Look, when I woke up this morning, I was worried about those Knicks fans.
Yep.
Michael Rappaport
one.
is one of those
Right
guys.
now.
I love
How
it.
is
Here
he
we go.
doing? He is in studio to tell us
love it.
all of the latest next.